Okay, we're ready. Yep.
Okay, first I want to welcome everybody here. Thank you for coming. This is the first time that I know of that we've had a company meeting where we included an online connection so that people that are remote can actually come in and see this meeting, and that's something that you can expect to see going forward. We're also filming so that we can send a record of this over to our German office, so they have an opportunity to be part of this as well. Several hours difference over there, so we didn't expect them to stay up too late so that they could watch this. So, but I think we have, hopefully we have Greg on the line, we should have James, we should have Jamie, and I'm not sure if Cyril and Don are in yet. Do you see them?
We're missing Greg.
Oh, Greg. All right. Well, we'll tell Rob that he's going to have to get on for timeliness. Okay, so a couple things that I would like to do. I know this is going to be a little corny. It'll make sense later on, but you guys, this has to be active, so you guys need to be part of it. I know this works because I used this when I was in Little League football, so it will work. So we, as a general rule, what happens is when we make announcements, you have to, typically people will give you an applause, right? But what happens is, you know, Danny will get applause for being here for 407 years working, right? And it'll be loud and rousing, and then I'll announce something that I've done, and 3 people will clap, which is not fair, okay? So we're going to make this even for everyone, and we're going to work on group applause, okay? So here's the way it works. I'll say, give Danny a hand, or I'll say, give yourself a hand. Okay, as soon as I say that, you guys clap 3 times, okay? Got to do it. Everybody's got to participate. We'll keep doing it until I see everybody clap. So here we go. Give yourself a hand. Seriously? Let's try it again. Give yourself a hand. That's better. One more time. Give yourself a hand. Okay, now hopefully Greg's online. He probably isn't. But James, I'm sure you were clapping in your office. And those of you watching in Germany, I'm sure you clapped as soon as you got this. Okay? So I wanted to do that so that we could do a couple of things. First, I want to announce some essentially service awards. Okay, people have been here a few years. And I know we sent the email out, but I like to make a bigger deal of it because you know we're all about our employees here. You know, so the longer you guys are here, you know, as you get your service awards, I want to make sure it's recognized. So let's give Ken Rao a hand. There we go. See how well that works? Bob Walters a hand. 6 years. Let me back up. Ken Rao was 14 years. Okay, Danny Simmons 17 years. There we go. Okay, next month, Chris Lovegren, 7 years. There we go. And Tony Tanis next month, 3 years. Okay, so congratulations to you guys. If I missed anybody, let me know. If you want to write a scathing email, address it to Carrie Boswell. Okay, I got this list for her. Okay, so one of the reasons that we did this little exercise as far as clapping, kind of do this thing together, is this is an outcropping of our strategic planning. As you know, all of you were part of the strategic planning process. As you met as a team, you talked a little bit about, you know, things that you'd like to see us do in the future, from, you know, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, what kind of opportunities might be out there, what kind of threats might we have out there. Remember, we put those things together. Those are the things that we worked on as a management group about 2 weeks ago. We went off-site and sat together and came up with our strategic objectives and plans for 2014. So this is the launch of kind of the outcome of that meeting. So as part of that, we come up with a thematic goal. Okay, what's the overall theme of our company? And again, this comes from the input that you guys brought. And I will tell you that every single group, every single team that made suggestions, those suggestions were incorporated into our objectives, and you will see them. Okay, but our thematic goal that your managers came up with is called In Sync. Yes, absolutely. Here we go. There you go. You guys are shouting along too. There you go. had a choreographed dance out here, but they thought they would never hear the end of it. The biggest protester was Bob Walters. He didn't believe me. That's why he's not here. Anyway, so InSync is the idea that everyone came up with is that we need to operate better as a company together. Interdepartmental. For our friends in Germany, it's the same thing. We want to act more in sync with all the operations that we have. So along with this term of in sync, you'll see a word that is Zusammenhalten. Okay? Zusammenhalten is essentially the translation of in sync. It's really more cohesiveness or cohesion, working together. But we added these two together to make sure that everybody understands that we are working together with not only what we do here, but what we do with our German office. So, while we're here, let's give our German office a hand. Okay, the managers weren't very good. Let's do it again. Give the German office a hand. Okay, all together we'll say Zusammenhalten. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. All right. So we'll work on that. You guys should all know what that means, because when you wear these shirts, people are going to ask you, what does Zusammenhalten mean? Well, it means cohesiveness, being in sync, working together. Okay? Which, again, kind of goes in line with why did I have you guys do this clap? So that we can be more in sync when we do things. Why are we having the conference call here? So that people can be in, so that everybody is included in what we're doing and we're in sync with everybody that's out there. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what we came out with, or came out from the strategic planning. And we ended up with 8 objectives. Okay, 4 broken down to strategic objectives, or operational objectives, and strategic objectives. Excuse me. So what happens is, for those things that you suggested, for example, better communication was one that came out of, I think, almost every group. Okay, that's gonna fall in line with one of these 8 objectives that we have. So, I'll go through them one by one. Create a positive customer experience. Okay? Formalize our project management approach. Follow through on product development. Proactively develop our markets. Okay, for operational objectives. Increase mutual trust through team building. Improve our communication. Formalize key processes. And improve our quality. So hopefully, from the things that we got back from each one of these teams, okay, you should find that some of your suggestions fit with one of those 8 categories. That make sense? All right. So going forward, what we will do is we will meet again as teams, and these are our strategic objectives for 2014. Okay, now these are broader than they might be at some other companies, because this is really the first time we've done strategic planning for some time. Next year, as we go through this process, we'll start to hone this down. We should be getting better and better as we go along. And one of the ways that's going to happen is when we break up, we'll meet in teams again. Not today. I think the due date for that is maybe
30th.
Yeah, it might be the 31st. You guys have to. Well, no, you gotta have to have it back. Yeah, 31st, because that's the end of this week. They'll do it maybe Monday. I think for the software group, Bob's not going to be back. He was really wanting to make sure he didn't have to dance, so he won't be back until Tuesday. So you guys will meet a little bit later. But you'll go through each of these, and each team will then come up with 2 team objectives to support the strategic objective overall. Does that make sense? So if there's 8 here and you came up with 2, each team would be supplying about 16 different team objectives that they want to complete in support of the overall strategic objectives. So now we have 6, 7, I think we have 7, maybe 8 groups. Okay, times 16 is bigger than 100. Different objectives that we'll be accomplishing over the next 12 months. And again, those things are all based on what we did as an overall strategic objective, and each one of them should make us a better company. It keeps us involved. We'll review these with the managers probably every month or every 2 months to make sure that we're on track as far as evaluating how we're doing as a company, how we're doing as an organization. These are the ways that we'll look and track that we're doing things to make ourselves better. Does that make sense? Okay. A couple other things I want to announce. Boy, this went really fast. A couple other things I want to announce that you guys have seen is we've started some healthy initiatives as part of the company. So you see that Verna sent out something last week or maybe this week, I think, on the American Heart Association walking program. We have pedometers for you if you want to be part of that. I would highly encourage you to do it. And in fact, I will be out there walking, I don't know how many times a day. And it'll be more than just me walking down to the lunchroom to get more coffee. I will actually get outside and do some walking. But I'd encourage you all to do this. And we'll keep doing things like this as we go forward. There may be some other things that we introduce that we can take part in as a company so that we get healthier, so that we're able to come to work every day happy and refreshed and healthy.
Can I add into that real fast?
Absolutely.
So she sent out that link, and that link is for, it logs you into the American Heart Association, and then there's a little place where you can log in and do everything, and it's like a tracker. So it tracks, it's really cool. You can go in there, it keeps track of all your steps, so you put them in, and it basically converts it to miles, so it'll tell you exactly how far you've been walking, and you can, if you do aerobic exercise, or if you do some sort of form of exercise other than walking, it will convert it to steps. You put it in there, and so it's really cool. So everyone got that link, so you can log in through that. And if you have questions, ask Verna. She's the one that's setting it all up, and she can make sure she gets you guys logged in. And we're going to have little, every milestone we'll have like a competition. Who's walked the most will get a prize type of a thing. So we'll have that periodically throughout the year, like a month, 6 months, those types of things to see who's been walking the most.
Okay. All right, any questions about strategic planning, about the process we went through? Any questions about it? Or questions about anything else? How about anybody online? Or can we even hear it? No?
Can they hear it?
Can they hear it?
Raise your hand if you can hear it. Okay, so in the spirit of healthy living, what we're doing at the end of this, I'll release Carrie. Go ahead and go if you want her to help you. We are serving ice cream in the lunchroom.
It's one last hurrah before Monday.
Before we go, before we start our walking program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Carrie go because she wants to get things set up with Berna, and then we'll go ladies first. Okay, so you can be first in line for the ice cream, and I'm going as well just to make sure it gets We'll do ladies first. We're in the, I think you actually get to make your own sundae today. So it's ice cream, it's all the fixins, and
For social media.
oh, okay.
Oh, and t-shirts.
Yes. One more thing is there's a t-shirt for everyone here, and so we'll be walking around and we will be asking you what size you want. And this is the new company uniform. We expect you to wear it every day. So that we know you're in sync. And I'm going to remind the software department, please wash them at least weekly.
Way to photobomb.
No. No. Wear them as you like. If you need lessons on pronouncing Zusammenhalten, Verna is the one. Okay. Again, if there's no more questions, I'll let Carrie go. Ladies, you can follow her so that you can get your first in line for the ice cream before you get ran over by the rest.
Hey, give it a few minutes, a couple minutes actually, because it's going to be hard.
I can't.
So if you do a little dance out there.
Yeah. Okay, so, and I do expect all of you to have some form of NSYNC song on your computer at some point, so we can play them in the morning.
Can you send them in?
All right. Okay, one last. Give yourself a hand. Oh, come on. Give yourself a hand. There we go. Okay, I'll see you guys in the lunchroom. Thank you, Ben. Goodbye, German office.